your kicks on Route 66. It winds from Chicago to...
It was in the 80s, mid-80s. There was this thing that was hot in New York, Chicago, Hollywood, Las Vegas, and not New Mexico. That where individuals, some were male, some were female, some were duos. All they did was they come up to the middle of the stage, under the spotlight with one microphone stand, and simply told jokes. And so about this same time, I was producing VH1 music videos. I had some dinner theater shows at some hotels. I even had a radio show on 10 Southwestern radio stations. So I thought I'd bring this kind of new show to Albuquerque. They were calling it a comedy club. And so there we were. We had a entity, and guess where we started? In a little, come on in. We started at the El Rey Theater downtown. That is the home of where the comedy club was born. Soon enough, though, as time went on, we were so hot, we had lines out the door. And then we had lines around the corner. We were doing
More than 2,000 miles all the way. Get your kicks on Route 66.
Soon enough, time moves on. I started taking this show on the road. You know why? Laughs opened up. But this encouraged me to take the show up and down Route 66 to all the small towns where they wanted entertainment and they were going to pay for it. So we enjoyed having success, but soon enough, I was doing shows from Boca Raton, Florida to San Bernardino, California, and also Las Vegas, not New Mexico. And so we had some fun. And then I got to be honest with you, Mom and Pop died, so I had to come home to take care of the homestead. And kind of, well, what can I say? There was a time when we were saying, hey, we're going on the road. Time goes by, hey, we're going on the road. Then time went by, hey, we're going on the road. That's how I got, to be honest with you. So I started thinking, what else am I going to do with my time? Because I just found myself twiddling my thumbs. I've always wanted to write a book, so I started writing about my years in the comedy club business. Before this little brain forgot about all the travelogues, all the comics, hey guys, all the groupies. And I wrote about it, putting together a story. And it took me 10 years, but I finally got the book done. And I recall, now when I was emceeing shows, I would always welcome folk. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready for some smiles, giggles, and laughs? Ladies and gentlemen, smiles, giggles.
Louis and Joplin, Missouri, and Oklahoma City looks mighty pretty. You'll see Amarillo, Gallup, New Mexico, Flagstaff, Arizona.
I got the hobby. All right, your next one. So I think, well, okay, I'm going to write another novel. But what the heck am I going to write about? So that forced me to get a new hobby. You know what I started doing? Tango dancing. So I started writing about that. But okay, you can write about a tango dance. Okay, dance around, pick up a gal and dance around. Yeah, right. So I was thinking, how about adding an international flair? And you know where I got that idea? So I started taking lessons at all the dance studios. I was amazed what I found, ladies and gentlemen. You'd be surprised. There were nationalities in the 505 attending tango classes from every country in the world. Scandinavia, East Europe, Italy, Europe, South America, Africa, Australia. Albuquerque boy. All in this tango studio taking dance lessons. I was really inspired to the point where I wanted to travel myself. It really inspired me because I bumped into a couple of my old football buddies who were doing pretty good for themselves. They too had a habit. They liked also international traveling. And from them, I learned how to do it smart and cheap. And so that inspired me. I wanted to travel, but where? I wanted to go, I've always wanted to go down under, mate. So I went to Sydney, Australia. It was fun, it was fantastic. Well, as a tourist, what is the first thing you always do? You rent a car. Okay, you're in Sydney, Australia. Well, if you rent a car, and I found myself at midnight on the other side of town. At midnight, dark, pitch black. You know what happens if you're driving a car in Australia, in Sydney? The steering wheel is on the other side. And the road that you drive on is on the other side. And then I found myself on the other side of town at midnight. The next day I decided to turn in my car rental and started walking. You know why? Because Sydney is sea level. What level are we here? Mountain level. Hey, I could walk forever, and I did. I walked, and we've all seen pictures of the Sydney Opera House. I danced tango in the Sydney Opera House in the lobby. That was fantastic. Then they had a tourist path, a mecca for all the tourists. It was called King's Cross. They had Club Perea on King's Cross. They had Club Italia on King's Cross. But they had Club USA on King's Cross. And ladies and gentlemen, I promise you, I showed them how to tango on the 4th of July. It was fun. But I want you to know that the Aussies, they like the Americans. And they want me to tell you, they always wanted me to, when they came back here, to let you know, you cannot barbecue shrimp on the barbie.
No.
The shrimp falls through. They wanted me to make sure you knew that. So, okay, I come home and I still want to travel. I got the itching bug. So where am I going? So the next year, I thought I'd travel to the land of my forefathers. Barcelona, España. Takes us down, weaves us down to the seashore. Yachts and yachts and miles of yachts buffing against the Mediterranean. Beautiful. And then one of those cars that go across the bay, tram all the way across. What can you say? And then that close to the statue of Cristobal Colon pointed out to the sea. Cristobal Colon, you know who that is, right? Who is it?
Wasn't he an explorer?
Yeah. Good man, but what's his English name? Christopher Columbus, man, come on. Pointed out to the sea. It was fun. And then, of course, then the blue line eventually drops you off back, where they pick you up at Placa Catalun. Placa Catalun. Now, if we were here in Albuquerque and Santa Fe, even in Madrid, they call a placa the plaza. But this is Catalan, not Castilian. And in Catalan, it's called placa. And what do? I end up right across the way at the front entrance of the Pablo Picasso Museum. Of course, you're going to have to go in. Now, we've all heard of Picasso, but have you ever seen a Pablo in real life? They had them all sizes. They had that small, that big. They had the normal size. Then another room that had murals and wall murals of Picasso's. It was a fantastic experience. I even remember one art lover's sign as he was looking at the ears over here, the mouth over here, the ears over here, and the eyes under the legs over here. It was amazing. I love those Picassos. But nevertheless, ladies and gentlemen, just a few hours later, where was I?
Tango.
Club Tango, good man. Until the 10 o'clock the next morning, and that's the first time I ever closed a nightclub. 10 o'clock in the morning. Hey. It was fun. And then, so I thought I'd write my third novel. I selected the mid 30 years of the 20th century. My third novel is called Elsie and Elsa, about two high school girls who graduate from Albuquerque High School, who grow up together. Eventually, this is in World War II, they go off to LA, become Rosie the Riveters, and then they come back and international history occurs around them and they don't even know about it. What kind of history? Ladies and gentlemen, next door to the zoo, between the zoo and Tingley Beach, how many knew that during World War II there was an Italian POW camp? You knew?
Yeah.
You're the good one. You're the only one in the place. You know how I discovered about it? When I was a little schnot, my mom told me that she used to skip high school classes sometime just to go see the cute Italians. Oh, really? That always stuck in my mind, so I did my research, and voila. And oh yeah, how many of you know that on June 5th, 1945, the Russians stole the atomic bomb sequence right here in Albuquerque, New Mexico? You go to 209 North High Street. Back then it was an apartment house. Today it's a bed and breakfast. But if you had the front entrance, there was a little plaque that says Spy House. But hey, my book is not all doom and gloom. I talk about some of the interesting people that come from here, some of the interesting people that have visited here. Let me ask you a question, young man. What famous Albuquerquean has his name on buildings around the world? In Asia, in Europe, Africa, South America, every town in the US of A.
I don't know, sir.
Well, would you know if I told you his first name was Conrad? You ever heard of the Hilton Hotel? Where was the very first Hilton Hotel, ladies and gentlemen?
Hotel on Duluth.
She's good, ladies and gentlemen. Downtown, Hotel on Duluth, the very first Hilton in the world. I just thought I'd tell you that. Well, what happened on December 16th, 1962? We had a visit by the President of the United States. JFK came to town. So I have to write about the night he partied with a couple of his friends. So I wrote about the night JFK partied. Some of you remember the old Western Skies Hotel. In the presidential suite of the Western Skies Hotel, JFK partied with Frank Sinatra and Ava Gardner. Had to write that in there. And so those are some of the highlights of my third novel, Elsie and Elsa. And so a little touch of everything. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you very much for putting up with my little speech tonight. And if you got any questions, I want to take them right now. Thank you guys for coming in. Hi there, thank you again for catching my video. My name is Ronn Perea. We're here at the Gutierrez Hubbell House Museum. History in depth here. Why? Because my new novel, Elsie and Elsa, rich in history, and I want you to come pick it up. I want you to see my video as many times as you want because coming soon is my new novel, Elsie and Elsa. And I want you to sign up because I'm going to be sending it out and I want to make you sure you know about our new launch parties. And how am I going to know how to get a hold of you unless you sign up right on this webpage? Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ronn Perea, and I want to invite you to my party. Sign up. Thank you.